Welcome to Compass and Clock. I'm your host, Mary Copeland. This infotainment podcast explores how to live your best life now and well into retirement. We'll discuss topics in financial planning, housing, and insurance. We'll talk wellness, relationships, and leisure activities. A full, active life requires planning for your goals and preparing for the unexpected. I'll introduce you to a variety of guests, from knowledgeable experts to folks sharing stories of their life experiences and so much more, because life is big. All is intended to help guide you in planning for what you need now and at any age. Like and subscribe so you don't miss a thing. Today, my guest is Marci Lobel-Esrig. In 2015, Marci founded SilverBills after witnessing the challenges faced by her elderly relative paying bills on time and correctly. In addition to being the leader of the SilverBills team, Marci is an accomplished attorney with over 20 years experience, and she's adept at solving complex issues. Marci, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mary. I really appreciate your having me.
I'm happy to chat with you today because we are going to discuss how SilverBills is a technological solution to the problem of paying bills accurately and on time. And you're going to tell our listeners what services SilverBills provides and so much more. So I'm just going to jump right in and ask you, what is SilverBills?
So SilverBills is a service company that provides each client with a dedicated account manager, someone on the other end of the phone who helps them manage their household bills. And we receive, scrutinize, store, and make sure all bills are paid correctly and on time. We have a very robust proprietary software solution, but computer use is optional on the part of clients.
Okay. So how did you come up with this idea? I mean, I know an elderly relative prompted this, but how did this all come about?
So at the time, I was a lawyer for the New York Mets baseball team, the parent company, Sterling Equities. And a few weeks after I started, the Bernie Madoff scandal broke, and my company lost about $500 million in almost the entire 401k of the company. And I worked on that financial crime for about 8 years as Associate General Counsel. And I really had a very unique window into financial exploitation. And at the same time, my elderly aunt was aging in her home, and she was struggling with managing the process of paying her bills. She told me she had to drive to the car dealer to drop off her check. And when I did a lot of research into the overlap of those issues, I learned about the $1 billion annual elder adult financial exploitation problem in this country, often perpetrated because older adults need help with this problem, and they turn to untrustworthy individuals who enter their homes and either steal their jewelry or other personal effects, or write checks to themselves that are unauthorized by the client. So I decided to do something about it, and I started SilverBills, and we've become a national solution to this problem, already having clients in 20 states and growing.
Amazing. That's awesome. So you're in 20 states and growing. So who was eligible for SilverBills, and why would they want or need to use your services?
Well, actually, the answer to that would take a few hours, but most of our clients are private individuals who simply want to outsource this, like they outsource tax preparation to accountants or the preparation of a variety of legal documents to lawyers. They want to outsource their bill management to a trusted third party. So, for example, if they forget to pay their long-term care insurance, there's really no recourse. If we forget to pay it, we have 4 very significant insurance policies that will compensate for any errors. So it also is individuals like the adult children who are very, in many cases, overwhelmed with their own responsibilities as parents and in their careers, and they want to outsource part of their caregiving responsibilities to trusted professionals. And finally, we do have a number of contracts with local municipalities, like the New York City Department for the Aging, who pays us to provide free services to New York City residents. So this is a problem that everyone understands, and the short answer is really anyone could use a paid service to provide the solution.
So SilverBills was founded in 2015, so that's about 6 years now. Who do you see as your typical client? Even though there's many that you can service, who is your typical client?
Typically, it's an older adult. He or she may be living at some distance from children or other relatives. And he or she may have some struggles, like, for example, macular degeneration or arthritis, making this process difficult. Increasing stays in rehab facilities or hospitals lead to piling up of paper. And typically, the adult children will contact us because they're worried about it, and we'll have a conversation with the client directly and the family and provide the solution.
And when you say you're available in 20 states, is that more like on the East Coast or is it spread across the country?
No, we're actually available everywhere in the United States. In fact, one of our governmental contracts is Maui, Hawaii,
Mhm.
which is beginning October 1st. So we're really coast to coast. We just at the present moment have clients in 20 states. What we've always believed in is a virtual model, a remote model. I believe it's a more secure and safe way to provide these services. Even before COVID, there was no way to police for theft of personal effects in the home when these services were provided in the home. And there's no real-time data, as I said, in check writing. So checks can be written and then the theft not discovered until it's too late. So we provide our clients with business reply envelopes, or they can text, email, or call us. And that's the way we provide services. And they're available all over the United States.
So you were saying that the client does not have to be computer savvy. You
Correct.
do the whole entire um, service for a particular client without them using a computer at all.
Correct. Most of our clients do not use computers. There are, according to Pew Research, there are approximately 7 million older adults in this country with no internet access. We are not forcing anyone to go online. We meet our clients where they are from a technology perspective, and they can really utilize a hybrid approach. If they want to text us a photo of a particular bill, they can do that, or they never have to use a smartphone or a computer at all. Everything can be done over the phone. Our account managers create really significant relationships over the phone with our clients. And as I said, we provide them with business reply envelopes. If that's their preferred manner of getting documents to us, they simply put anything they want us to handle into the envelope and send it to us. And then in the back end, we will be typically receiving all those bills directly once they're onboarded to our software solution.
Is there has to be a cost for your service, I'm assuming, but is it like one price fits all, or is it different per client?
So the good news is, under those contracts, which are with New York City, the County of Maui, and the City of Yonkers, the services can be free to some of those residents of those municipalities, because those municipalities have a program where they're paying for the service, or there's a grant in the case of Yonkers. So in those cases, if they qualify, and each municipality has their own set of requirements, SilverBills has the potential for being free. For the rest of the population who's paying privately, we have a range, which is typically from $50 to $99. We have enrollment advisors who have conversations with potential clients to assess what their needs are, and that's how we set the price based on those conversations.
And that $50 to $99, is that by month, by quarter, by
A
year?
month, correct, it's month. And that provides clients with access directly to a dedicated account manager who's based in the United States, who's their primary and in many cases only point of contact.
So for that fee that they pay for your services, does SilverBills write the check to SilverBills for that for them? Does it become one of their monthly bills that you pay?
Yeah, we don't add the bills to the client's list, right? So we obtain our fee through an ACH debit
Mhm.
through our software solution.
And with the clients that you're working with, are some of their bills through ACH debit and some through checks, or can they be assorted on how bills are paid for each client?
Absolutely. It's all client directed. We take the lead from the client as to how they want things paid. And that's not only in the methodology, but it's also in the timing. It's completely client directed think of a personal assistant for your bills,
Mhm.
but the client is the one directing how anything is done. So our software solution either facilitates an ACH debit, or we have a third-party solution that's tied into our software through something called an API, where a paper check can be sent also. We found that our clients in many cases, for example, don't want to PayPal their grandchildren a birthday gift. They want a physical check to go in the mail. And we have that solution built into our software.
So can you just um, give us an example of a client from start to finish? Like, how do they find you? Do they pick up the phone and call you? Especially what you're saying, some of them, they're the adult kids that are reaching out to you, but, give an example of an adult kid's parent or something.
So the client directly and without the child? you-
Either way, but how does it start, and just walk us through a client's scenario.
Sure. So if there's an adult child involved who's typically online, they'll maybe find us on a Google search or something like that. And they typically will call on the phone, but it's really, we can accommodate however a person wants to interact with us. So we have a chat feature. We have, as I mentioned, enrollment advisors who will have those initial conversations. And then once the client determines that they want to proceed, there's a service agreement that has to be executed. And again, we meet the needs of the client in terms of whether they want that in the mail, in which case we'll send them a hard copy of it and they simply sign it, put it in one of our business reply envelopes, send it back. The process can be done online, it can be done via fax, however they prefer. Then the signing of the contract is what, begins the process of them becoming a client. At that point, they have a meeting with their account manager, a meeting over the phone typically. We don't meet in person, so it's never in person, but it could be like via email. And the enrollment advisor will hand off the client to the account manager and introduce them and have a conversation where they get to know their account manager. And then it's a process, determining which bills the client wants their account manager at SilverBills to manage, getting images or actual hard copies of those bills. And then the account manager will, with the client, craft a monthly budget such that each month there's a budget that shows actual spend versus budgeted spend for each category and the transaction history of each bill that SilverBills managed.
And
And
when
that's really it. On a monthly basis, they can call their account manager or email or text them whenever they want. And if they want, they can log in and see all of that backup documentation. All the bills are in one place, the monthly statements. They can also authorize their adult children or anyone they want, accountants, attorneys, financial planners, to see all documents and transactions at silverbills.com. They simply have to authorize that in writing, and those third parties will receive login credentials.
when they mail back the envelope to Silver Bills with copies or the originals of their statements that need to be paid, if some of them are being paid by check, do they physically also mail you their checkbook?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
We're not actually writing checks. It's a technology solution to the check issuing process. So that's part of our back end solution.
Okay. So it's more like it could be, it can come through as a check with the
Yes,
routing number and the checking
correct.
account number, but okay, got it.
But
But
we
it's
don't touch their checkbook. No.
okay. Now, when you started the conversation, you were talking about how elders can be defrauded and scammed. So, how does Silver Bills protect their clients from being defrauded, scammed, or identity theft? How do you do that?
So we have on our management team, we have two full-time CPAs. So there's auditing, CPA level auditing of all transactions, as well as some very robust technology tools, including fraud monitoring. We're part of the IBM Hyper Protect program, which is a program that basically admitted a small cohort of startups to participate in. And as a result of that program, all of our data is housed in the IBM Hyper Protected Cloud. And we also have 2 years of really incredible IBM technical assistance. And through that, we've implemented some fraud monitoring, and AI approaches that monitor everything to protect our clients.
And in your field of what you do for the bill paying, do you have competitors? And what makes SilverBills, a better option? Part of it sounds like it could be these proprietary systems that you have.
So on one end of the spectrum are daily money managers who meet in the home with clients and help them write checks. So that's kind of, a more traditional approach. I discussed already my issues with that model. On the other end are pure tech solutions, which are apps. I don't know about you, but I don't want to have to look at another app, let alone, this particular demographic who don't want another app. They want someone on the other end of the phone who knows them and can help them when they have an issue. They don't want to have a call center either. And that's really what we are. We're a personal service empowered by cutting edge technology. And in that regard, we are unique.
Now, you were talking earlier about some municipalities that set up the program so that those that are less fortunate have the opportunity to use your services. And you said you'd have grants. So do you have backers or investors? How does SilverBills afford to do all of this?
Well, so in two of the municipalities, it's government funds that pay for the service. In the third, it is a grant from the Field Hall Foundation. So in terms of our backing from our investors, we closed our venture capital seed round this past March. And those investors include the Hearst Lab, which is dedicated to propelling female founders to heights of venture-backed companies. That's in recognition and in trying to address the gross imbalance of venture capital funding that over 95% go to male-founded companies. We are a proud women business enterprise certified at both the national and city level, as well as SIA Ventures. They've also invested, Allianz Life, Securian Financial, and Generator.
So these two businesses that invested, is that a one-time investment or are there investment partners with SilverBills for
So
longer?
it's more than two. It's a number. I didn't mention all of them, but Hearst,
Okay.
SIA, Allianz Life, Generator, and Securian Financial. And typically the way the venture capital process works is investors invest in different stages of the company. So we were at the seed stage when those investors invested. Theoretically, in our next round of fundraising, we'll be at a later stage. So, we don't know yet who's going to invest at that stage, but likely it'll be a different group of investors.
What's your vision over the next 5 years with SilverBills on how it evolves and continues to grow?
So I think we're going to be a huge company. I know that we provide a solution that everyone understands and almost every family needs, and the consequences are so serious, like eviction, foreclosure, guardianship, loss of benefits like insurance, financial exploitation, that we're just going to grow as our brand awareness grows and the goodwill of our clients gets out there. And really, I think that the sky's the limit for SilverBills.
Do you reach out to senior housing communities to help the residents that are there? Because it sounds like would be such a great service for some of those. Um,
Yeah, we do, have a variety of relationships with senior housing for sure. Um, yeah, definitely.
is there anything that I haven't covered? Is there anything else you would like to share with us about SilverBills for our listeners?
I just feel very, very fortunate to be on this journey. Our clients literally love the service. We have over a 90% client retention rate. And that's really the most gratifying part of this is when we meet weekly as a team and the account managers tell those stories of individuals who simply could not live in their homes without our service. Many of them would simply be in institutional housing, whether senior living or otherwise nursing homes. And it's just been an incredible opportunity to provide this service in a safe, scalable way to so many individuals and families around the country.
Can you tell our listeners what your website is so they can reach out and learn more about you?
Absolutely. It's so simple. It's silverbills.com.
Silver, SILVER, Bills, BILLS.com.
That's it, Mary. Perfect.
Thank you, Marci, for the vision that you had and getting it to the point where you are now. And I definitely see SilverBills being a household name. You are an amazing solution for so many. And thank you for what you do. Thank you for being part of the podcast today with me for Compass and Clock. And for the listeners out there, SilverBills can be a great partner for your family, a great solution. So make sure you check into it to help your parents, help yourselves. If you're a busy working mom and dad, dual income household, you've got 3 kids, you're a sandwich generation, it could be a great solution for you too. It's not just for those that are 65 and older. So until next week, folks, have a great day and thanks for listening. Thank you, Marci.
Thank you, Mary. I appreciate it.